from Iowa City?
No, I'm from all over. Uh, uh, from here before I was in Buffalo, New York,
Mhm.
but I moved all over the United States.
All right. So it looks like we also moved around a lot. Where did you go to school? What was your school experience like?
I went to Indiana University, and I don't know. Did you go to Iowa?
Am I going to Iowa? Um, I'm in high school, but I'm thinking about going to the University of Iowa.
Yeah, am. I don't know if it's the same or not, but it's a large institution and it has a massive graduate program. So you can study absolutely anything you want. I knew this guy who was doing his doctoral dissertation on UFOs.
Mhm.
UFOs. I thought that was weird. I didn't know who gave him a job.
So,
But uh, yeah. Languages were real great, though. You could learn any sort of language you might be interested in.
so what was your major at your university?
Uh, uh, Fine art,
All right.
painting.
So what brought you to painting? What inspired you to follow that career?
Well, I thought I would do something more practical, and I really hated it. Uh, it just and I found myself automatically drawing or painting to get out of the stress of other stuff. So I thought, my body's trying to tell me something. So that's why I went into painting.
Mhm. Do you have any other interests?
Um, well, I I've had other interests off and on. Um, uh, when I was young, I was an avid folk dancer. So I did lots and lots of that. Um, uh, Here, I guess I garden more. Um, and I was involved in uh, advocating for the rights of people with disabilities. Um, um, I I like to read.
Mhm.
I do a tremendous amount. I'm That's my favorite thing.
Yeah, it sounds like you had a lot of fun. So
Yeah.
I've always wondered this, but do you have any advice for people that are like my age?
Uh, well, I'd say uh, you know, get involved with Bible with both feet. Uh, just any situation you can find stuff to enjoy about it. So enjoy.
All right, thank you. Um, what would you say is the coolest thing you've ever done?
The coolest. Um, I can tell you the most spectacular thing. Uh, I hiked a lot in California. We used to live there, and so we'd hike every weekend. And we decided to uh, pack our own water. You have to do that there because there aren't streams and things. You have to carry out the water with you. But we took enough for 2 days, I think. And one morning we woke up and there were thousands of butterflies, and they were swirling around. It was like 7 o'clock in the morning. So it's kind of cold, and they wanted warmth. So they were gravitating toward us from that. And it was so cool to watch them. They never got close enough to touch you, but they swirled around you. And that was really neat.
That's cool. So speaking of animals, do you have any pets?
We used to have a cat, uh, but unfortunately, we don't now. I'm real paranoid about going out and um, uh, it's it it's a long process for me to get outside because I have to go through my wheelchair, and uh, so anyway, I know how dogs and cats are. They go under shoot out, and I didn't want that.
Yeah, I've always wanted to have a pet, and my parents wouldn't let me because they had one and they think it's too much work too. So,
Well, they are a lot of work.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, that's the other thing. I wouldn't be open. I wouldn't be able to feed it and they love being fed. So what type of animal did you want?
I I think I said golden retriever in my icebreaker because that's my dream dog.
Oh,
And we have one right next door, our neighbors, and she's beautiful. She's always sitting outside, and I just get very jealous. But I really wish I had a dog. My plan is to get one in the future when I can, afford it and take care of it, and when I have my own house. But
my son worked at the animal shelter for a couple years. They take volunteers just on a day-to-day thing, so you don't have to commit to a month or something. You just go whenever you feel like it, and you walk the dogs and play with them. His son might like that.
my mom actually, she kind of said that I should do that because then she wouldn't have to have it in the house. I could just go outside.
Yeah, I can see that.
He said, "Go take care of the neighbor's dog."
Well, they are kind of big.
Yeah. So you talked about your son. Do you have any other children or grandchildren?
No, just one son. He's about 30, 31, and he's married,
Cool.
living up in uh, 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 Minnesota, Minneapolis.
Hmm. So have you traveled at all?
Oh yeah. I I've never been to Brazil.
It's a beautiful country.
How old were you when you came?
I
Do
was
you remember much?
When I came here, I was 13, so 3 years ago. So yeah,
Oh,
almost 3 years.
oh, so you probably remember a lot of the country.
Yeah, but I also moved to Canada when I was 9, and then I
Oh.
moved back, and then I moved here. It was a lot.
Are your folks with the university?
Yeah, my dad is a doctor at the university.
So that's why you moved around a bunch.
Yeah. So what's the your favorite place you've ever visited?
I really enjoy New York City. It's kind of uh, like a theme park for adults. It was just so much fun uh, it, to go, and I have a lot of friends who live there. So I get to have dinners with different person every night. And that's kind of fun.
Hmm. Yeah, I went to New York a couple of years ago, and the only thing I remember is the American Girl store, the doll.
Oh,
I used to be very obsessed with those dolls, and then I really wanted to go, and my parents, and I think we were actually living in Canada at that time. And one day they just said, "Do you want to go to New York?" And we got in the car and we drove, and it was great.
that is. So, so you've been into American Are you still into that? You seem kind of old for that.
Oh no, that was like when I was 9 or something. I don't know. But I'm 17 now, so I think I've out.
Yeah, no. Okay.
Yeah.
So do you go to school at City High?
Yep, I go to City High.
Mm.
It's a very great school. It's a lot different from the schools in Brazil, but there's a lot more things to do here. Yeah.
What are the schools in Brazil like?
Um,
How's it different?
so I used to go to a private Jewish school. I'm Jewish. So it was very, like the classes were more Jewish focused, I guess, with Hebrew and everything. And then it was also like a lot smaller. So there were only like 40 people in my grade, whereas here there's like more than 100, I think.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, and just the way the classes are done, it's like here it's more individualized. You get to pick your own classes, and there it's kind of like a base curriculum for everyone, I guess.
Huh.
I like it. So I also wanted to ask you about like any major events that happened in the world while you were alive. Like, was there anything that you remember specifically that like shocked you or surprised you?
Hmm. Uh, well, it was kind of fun. I was in Italy when they won the soccer thing, and Italians love soccer.
Brazilians do too.
But they were all chanting Italia, and everyone is giving you free wine and beer. And it was kind of nice, an entire city party. I was real surprised.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. I was The World Cup actually happened, the one that was in Brazil. I was there and we got to watch a couple
Oh,
of
cool.
games. It was really cool. Um, is there anything that you still want to do, like on your bucket list that you haven't done yet?
Oh. Ah. Well, boy, it's so hard because life is so different than it was a year ago.
Mhm.
And um, hmm, I I don't really know.
That's okay. I'm sure like it's been pretty rough for everyone. Like, is there anything specific that you went through during the COVID pandemic?
One neat thing I figured out and that was real good about COVID was uh, you know people that you hadn't seen in years. Uh, knew they were as close as your neighbor was. You just assumed them. Or, like oh, we had, what do you call it? Christmas family thing. And, it was the first time everyone in my family was actually there. And that was kind of neat. I, I'm not very close to my brothers. There's like a 10-year distance between us. And basically, they were both moved out of the house by the time I was 8. And so it was nice an opportunity to get close to them.
Well, I really like this question. If you could share one thing to the world, what would it be?
Well, same thing as my advice to you. Just uh, try to find something to enjoy about everything and enjoy that.
Thank you. That's some really good advice.
Well, good. Okay, what's your favorite thing in the world to do?
My favorite thing to do, I think, is cook and bake. I'm a huge foodie.
Oh, wow. What do you cook?
I think my favorite is probably pasta, just because there's so many different types and sauces and things you could add. Yeah.
Wow. Do you specialize in Brazilian food or
Well, I wouldn't say I specialize in it, but I do cook with my mom a lot. We make the famous Brazilian truffles. I don't know if you know what it is, but it's
no?
a little chocolate ball with like um, condensed milk, butter, chocolate, and then it's like covered with sprinkles.
Oh, I love chocolate.
Me too. Yeah. And then there's also like something called feijoada, which is like a bean stew type of thing, and that's really famous too.
Oh, I I think I've had that uh Moosewood has a thing they call Brazilian black bean soup.
Yeah.
You're supposed to serve with oranges. Is that the same thing?
I think so. I think you're supposed to put a little bit of orange juice in there.
Hmm. So what type of pasta do you like to cook?
My favorite is um, just regular like spaghetti with pesto and chicken. I really like that.
Ooh, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Do you cook for your mom and dad?
Usually we cook together, my mom and my dad, he just helps with the table and stuff. But yeah, it's more of a mom and daughter thing.
Whoa. Do you do any baking?
Yeah, I think I would say I do more baking than cooking.
Oh.
I really like cakes and cookies and everything, chocolate and
Well, that sounds good.
Mhm.
Okay, what do you like to shop?
Shop.
Yeah, tell me about shopping.
Well, I work at the store called TJ Maxx. And
Oh, what do you do?
well, I help do the cashiering. So when people buy stuff, yep. And then I also do the floor. So I stock the clothes and I like change everything, put it in different sections. I organize everything. So that's mainly where I shop because I get a discount.
Huh? Oh, what's your favorite thing to shop for?
Probably clothes.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah,
Just staying on trend with the styles and everything.
yeah. Yeah, it's surprising. There's a lot of people that like to clothes shop.
Yeah, especially my age.
Oh, I think they're all ages.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, how has COVID affected you and your family?
I think we've been very fortunate to be all healthy. Like no one got COVID, so that's good. We've stayed home or tried to mostly. Um, yeah, it's like my mom was very worried about it. My dad too, being a doctor. He actually got the vaccine like a couple weeks ago, so that was good. But it's kind of sad that we can't really go out and do things we used to anymore. But we figured other ways, like we were talking about Zoom. Like I did a Zoom. My birthday was um, on January 19th, and I ended up doing a Zoom lunch with my friends. So that was pretty fun.
How do you do a Zoom lunch?
So
Do
yeah.
well, does uh, do people all eat the same thing?
Um, yeah, my parents gave me the idea of like giving everyone a cupcake so we could sing happy birthday, but it was a lot of people, so I couldn't like send them all cupcakes. But we each ended up getting our own favorite meal and then eating it through Zoom. But it was pretty fun.
Oh, that's neat. So you, how many people were involved with this?
I think it was around 12 people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a Christmas party, like uh, well, holiday party, and and there were six beds, so I thought that was a lot. So I don't know what to do with 12.
You just have to wait for each person to talk so you can talk and it's not all the Zooms together.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So, uh, how, uh, this must be a very trying time for you to, are you in your senior year?
Junior.
Uh, it must be very difficult facing uh, not seeing your classmates.
Yeah, it was very hard last year because I had a lot of fun things planned. Like I finally got in the play at my school and then it was canceled.
Oh,
But it's okay because they're doing it again. It's actually going to start in a couple weeks from now, so that's fine. And then I had a leadership conference that was planned for last summer. That was also canceled. But I found new things to do. I ended up I decided that I was going to run a half marathon and it didn't work out. But I ended up running something a little bit easier. It's called the Sprint Duathlon. So it's half biking, half running. And that was kind of my goal for the summer since I couldn't really do anything else. Running was just kind of an easy thing to do.
yeah. We uh walked from uh in that park. Uh, I it's by the Iowa River, and it goes. There's a path that goes to Cherry True Blood. And there's a lot of runners and bikers along.
Yeah, I ran there with my cross country team once.
Oh, you didn't say know about it.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a cool question. What are you good at? One thing you're good at, and one thing you want to do better.
Um, well, I think probably the best thing I'm good at is cooking and baking. And the worst thing is probably public speaking. I think,
Oh,
yeah, I'm not the best at it, but it's fine. I'll try my best.
you get nervous about speaking in front of people.
A little bit, especially for school presentations. You know, I start shaking and my face gets red.
Oh no, that's terrible.
But it's fine. I usually get through it. It's not like it keeps me from doing them. It's just an internal thing.
Yeah, I found this wouldn't help you, but I take off my glasses and I can't see anybody. I can't see anybody, and so it's really easy to talk then, because you don't know if anybody's listening.
I don't have any glasses. So,
I too bad.
yeah,
Well, maybe when you're 40 or something.
maybe.
Hmm. Well, so, tell me about Canada.
Well, we went there because my dad got a fellowship. So that was the main reason. I ended up going to a school close to Toronto. I don't know if you, big city. Made a lot of friends. I still have friends there that we talk to like a lot. Yeah, it was pretty fun. I guess it's kind of weird because when you're in such a close community like the one I was in Brazil, and you go out and you like see what other places are like. It's not it's like very different. But I like it because I kind of learned a lot. Also, I learned English, so that's good. Because I used to hate English class.
It's strange, like I never would have guessed you were Brazilian because you don't seem to have any accent.
Yeah, a lot of people say that. I don't know. I guess I just learned quickly. I was pretty young, I guess, too. My parents have an accent, but yeah.
Wow. Uh, so, in Brazil, they speak Portuguese.
Yeah.
Is that very similar to Spanish?
Yeah. I'm taking Spanish class. I've been taking it since I got here, and it's been the easiest class so far.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, is there anything you wanted to say? What would you tell someone like me?
Well, I guess I haven't learned a lot, but I really appreciate that we're doing this and that you're like willing to tell me, to give me advice and to talk about your experiences so I can maybe learn from a couple of things. I would say that like for people like you to just don't be afraid to tell us what if we're wrong or give us advice or just what the best thing to do in a certain situation would be. But
Uh, well, I don't don't imagine anything that I say is like I make lots of mistakes. I am not. Uh, I I tried to be real good, but I'm not. Yeah. So, but I'm glad you could get something under you.
yeah, thank you.
You seem like a real sweet girl.
Thanks.